Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 7-Minute Takeover, where we chat all things acquisitions. We're your hosts. I'm Liz Prey.
I'm Eamonn Gamble. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Decode. We're here with Rob Irwin, CEO, and myself, Eamonn Gamble, to break down another transaction. Rob, how you doing today?
Great.
Lovely. You're looking very chipper.
Feeling great.
So today we're going to be talking about a profitable medical aesthetics spa in the Greater Toronto area. So this is a category we haven't covered before. Business has been around since 2020. It's listed for just over $400,000. And, you know, this is a sector that has been driven by multiple kind of concurrent trends going on society-wide. You know, we've got aging boomers who care about upkeep of their appearance. We've got generations below them who are thinking more about preventative surgery and preventative processes. You know, at some point recently, getting Botox has become about as uncontroversial as getting a haircut. And so for that reason, we are seeing a lot more of these types of businesses pop up, highly fragmented. Greater Toronto area, home to 6 million people, very busy market. So let's dive into it.
Yeah, I mean, this particular opportunity, it's quite interesting. It's been around since 2020, as you said, and it's been pressure tested through COVID. It's got some good history. It's the owner is departing, leaving the country, so nothing controversial there.
Non-compete issues.
No non-compete issues, ideally, and it's owner operated in a very loyal clientele. And you know, you mentioned something actually pretty interesting. Getting a haircut. It's as common as, you know, why can't people just get services like this at a shop like getting a haircut?
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be selling for a much higher price if that was the case. In the medical aesthetics industry, there needs to be a licensed professional on hand. So you've got to have an RN or a doctor who's around that's authorized to give those services. And so, you know, one of the first things that jumps to my mind in this particular business is, you know, is the seller that person for the business, and are they going to need to be replaced?
Yeah, that's a critical question. And they have 5 employees, and you know, I wonder if the proprietary or the sole proprietor is considered one of those employees. And the clientele is very loyal to that particular person who may or may not have the regulatory certificates or regulation to follow through with this. So it'd be interesting to see. It's definitely a question you want to follow up on in due diligence.
Yeah. So let's start with where what we like about the business. I think we've kind of touched on a few of the things. You know, we've got an operating history of you know, greater than 5 years. They came through COVID.
Yep.
You know, they've probably got the battle scars to show for it, and they still seem to be making money. I like that.
Yeah, that's positive. This industry is very loyal to clientele. Once achieved, I mean, the frequency, it's essentially recurring revenue. If you maintain that client relationship, there's regular frequencies of injections and maintenance. And that's, once you find someone that you trust and like, you're going to stay with them thick and thin and refer them. So clearly they've got this going on for them. And that's a moat for sure.
Yeah, and you know, we also touched on the kind of barriers to entry. So unlike a barber shop, you know, the equipment that they're making use of is a little bit more expensive. There's a bit more of specialized equipment required up front, some additional cost. There's regulatory hurdles. Not just anybody can open this shop without the support of that registered individual. So even though there are a lot of these types of shops popping up, it's not just anybody that can go out and open it. So you got a bit of a barrier there.
So a question on the fragmentation in that industry. Do you think that is by design through the regulatory restrictions, or do you think there's an opportunity to scale, to have a company come in and roll up many of these
yeah, we've seen it in dentistry. I wouldn't rule it out. I think it's early enough in the economic cycle that there's such high growth that some of these practitioners are just seeing outsized returns from running a smaller shop, and maybe they don't want to be an employee in a big private equity based roll up.
Right.
So maybe it's just too early to see that type of activity, but nothing saying that it couldn't happen.
Anecdotally, are you seeing a lot of these shops pop up?
In my neighborhood in Calgary, there's a number of them, but anecdotally is about all the evidence I've got.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting industry.
So on the flip side, so let's talk about some of the things that maybe aren't as desirable from a business buyer's perspective. So, again, we touched on the elephant in the room. That's the regulatory side. So any buyer would have to have a strategy around that and understand if maybe one of those 5 remaining employees is the licensed individual. That would be the ideal circumstance here.
Yeah, and extending that a bit further, I think there's a big issue potentially with the employees themselves. I mean, what's the agreement with them sticking around? And there's loyalty with their clientele as well. So they could port over to other med spas or start their own, which is a big deal. The clientele, I mean, they are loyal, but they will follow the practitioner.
And if they get a better deal somewhere else, or their practitioner goes to the shop across the street, literally, it's pretty low switching costs for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so we've taken a look at the opportunity. You're thinking about reaching out to the broker to learn more. What are you going to focus on in that conversation?
I'm going to ask about the breakdown line items of different revenue sources and products and services, and essentially per room. I think, however, there's 1,500 square feet, I think, in this facility. I'd be interested in evaluating like the scalability of it, other than beyond what we've already identified.
Yeah, and by scalability, I mean, does this location allow for the business to double its revenue? Do you just need to add a new product to get to double the revenue? Because it's not huge. Seller's discretionary earnings of only $120,000. If you need to replace a medical professional, it's
going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. So, the way to make money on this opportunity is going to be to scale. Does that need a new location, a new lease? Is the location really critical to the success of this business? It probably is. So understanding what it would take to go from kind of 1 to 2 in this business.
Yeah, and also why haven't they done it? Or what's their growth rate in the past 5 years or 6 years? Is it flatlining now, or is it still progressing up? That'd be definitely some questions to dig into with a broker.
And do the employees know about the sale? Would it be possible to lock them in? Yeah. Like you said, if they move across the street, they could take a bunch of clients with them, because the clients won't know you from a hole in the ground when you first show up. And so making sure that those staff are stable and available is going to be critical.
I think this would be a great opportunity for obviously a practitioner that has some experience in this space, or a license that they could port into, and even more so, someone with an existing spa that is looking to expand and grow through acquisition would be very valuable.
So if you're an RN that's tired of working the grave shift in the emergency room and looking to work during business hours, and you've got that entrepreneurial streak, I think we've got the opportunity for you.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. All right, well, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out our website at villagewealth.com.